I love a procedural. Like I'm a big fan of the Law and Order franchise, which I actually just did SVU, which is such a dream. And so for me, it was really exciting to do. I love a romantic comedy. It reminded me of Moonlighting, which was always a really fun show. It was like almost an 80s throwback of like a legal eagles, lawyers in love kind of LA law feeling show, which to me is really just the pinnacle of really fun TV. So I had a blast, and the cast is so great, and um, we got to work with like Joan Rivers and Liza Minnelli and Delta Burke and
Amazing guest actors.
amazing Shirley Knight. One of her last appearances was on the show. Oh God, a Patty Duke. One of her very last appearances on television, which was so awesome. And I kept trying to get her to do a theater night with me to show Valley of the Dolls and do a discussion after. And she goes, "Oh, nobody cares about the movie." I'm like, are you crazy?" Everybody cares about that movie. And then she told me that she was actually supposed to be at Sharon Tate's home the night of that party where they were murdered by the Manson family. And she said she had a cold and she didn't want to give it to the baby. So she didn't go. But that house had, they had been sort of like very familiar with it, her and John Aston, the time.
Yeah.
Been there a lot. But Patty Duke was just, or Anna, she was just phenomenal to work with, and I mean, what a great actress and just a beautiful person. So yeah, I love Drop Dead Diva also just because we work with the Thunder from Down Under. We work with so many incredible guest stars that I really loved it.
Was this the one you shot in Peachtree City? Was that?
Yes, we shot it in Peachtree City, Georgia. Peachtree City was it was weird because it was like the main mode of transportation for everybody is the golf carts. So everybody has a golf cart. I had a golf cart. I never unplugged it. I never went out in it. But it was a small town. So I moved to Atlanta proper, which I love. I lived above the comedy club there called the Laughing Skull. So I lived upstairs. And so when you live in proximity of a comedy club, your act just gets a lot better. So I used to live by the Holy City Zoo in San Francisco. And time a comedian's late or they need somebody to fill in. And so you end up going and performing a lot. And that's what I did at the Laughing Skull, was I got to perform a lot and lived upstairs. So I really enjoyed my time in Atlanta.
Nice. Why do you think that show was so successful? I mean, it went away and it came back. It seems like it had a good audience reaction. Why do you think that show is so successful?
I think it's really the stars. I mean, I think that people fell in love with Brooke. Brooke Elliott was she's such a fun actress. She's so incredibly charismatic and beautiful, and you just want to watch her. And she's really like just so embodies this great character who I think in a lot of ways that show reminds me of K-dramas in their addictive nature and how much they're really about these sort of like involving characters and involving storylines. So I think it was written very well. It was acted very well. And we also had a great time being there.
There's something sort of meta about being on a show that just the whole show tackled the body issue situation head on versus like on All American Girl, it was just all this behind the scenes like nightmare for you. Did you interpret that at all?
It was the early aughts era of looking towards society's flaws in the way that we view women and the way that we marginalize women. And so it was great to be a part of that after being in 90s television, which was so anti-body, to be in a show that really embraced the body and more. So there was so much about it that really made sense.